Community leaders in colleges and universities are fighting for Latino students to have better access to higher education and close that gap that separates them from bigger opportunities after they graduate. KION's Melody Waintal joins us in studio tonight with how a student tells her that he wants to become more than just a statistic here. Hey, Melody.
Thank you, Veronica. Education plays such a big role in today's world when it comes to finding a job or even a higher salary. I was lucky to get to hear David's story.
From a very young age, David says his dream was to swim with sharks.
I've always told my friends, I'm gonna take a selfie with the shark and get paid for it.
It finally came true when he attended California State University of Monterey Bay. David graduated with a bachelor's degree in marine science in 2020. He and his brother are among many Latinos who became the first in their families to graduate college in the United States.
If my brother and I did it, you guys can do it too.
However, only 1 in 5 Latinos in the U.S. have a college degree. Half compared to the white population, according to a 2018 census data. David came from Mexico when he was 6 years old with his parents, and one of the main barriers he faced, like many immigrants, was language.
I had to understand what every word meant, and understand and process it and digest it and be able to put it into my own understanding.
On top of having to navigate the 2 languages, being an immigrant and being the first in his family to attend college brought its own set of obstacles. But David says the programs at his community college were critical to his success at CSUMB and the rest of his college career.
All of our students are resilient, but certainly with undocumented students, we learn about their struggles, we learn about everything they have overcame.
Miriam is the director of undocumented student services at Harnell College. She says her center, called Mi Casa, helps each student and their family navigate the educational system, offering options depending on each individual circumstances.
A lot of times, it is a lot of direct one-on-one work to help the student feel more comfortable and help them navigate each of the processes.
75% of students at Harnell are Hispanic. And while not everyone faces the same hurdles of an undocumented student, Manuel Bersamin says that much of the success for Latino students lies in the support of other Latinos.
What makes Harnell a unique place is the people, and we're pretty fortunate to have a real constellation of people that want to lift up people.
Manuel is the director of the TRIO program that helps people with disabilities, low income, or first-generation college students find the financial resources to pursue higher education. According to a Pew Research Center, the Hispanic population will double in the next 30 years, and Latinos will be the largest minority by 2050.
Even though our history started officially in 1848, we deserve the right to be at the table too, where the decisions are being made.
From being a kid with a dream to graduating from one of the most prestigious universities in marine studies, David recognizes how lucky he was along the way. And like his grandfather used to say,
monarch butterflies, they migrate, and even if they are fragile, they're strong and they're not weak, and they never give up.
Being a first-generation college student myself, I can tell you navigating higher education can be hard. Good thing David has so much support along the way. Thank you for watching. Make sure to stick around after the break.